finest in Alinor. I get new shipments up since the decree. Not that I'm complaining.
Finest merchandise around.
Certainly breathtaking. Not as much glowing as I imagined, but still, wow. Well, it might be silly, but I just wanted to see Somerset. You hear all kinds of legends about this island. The cities, the creatures, the magic. I wanted to have a look myself. Lilandra was just where I ended up. I'm a fisher by trade. Surprisingly, the thing I admire most is the Mer who live here. Oh, don't get me wrong, the High Elves can be a right pain in the arse, but they take pride in what they do. Anyone can find honour if they work hard enough, even a simple fisher like me.
As per my contract, I'm obliged to tell you about the wonderful items I have for sale. Are you going to look, or are you going to buy? I have no time for dinners in my shop. You know, I always wanted to be an artist, but as you can plainly see, the stars had other plans for me, such as helping you.
So many of these elves walk by my shop without so much as a glance. My items are of high quality. Please, see for yourself. These strange high elf words, my tongue cannot grasp them. Like catching an eel with your bare hands, it's much easier to sell my goods to a fellow newcomer. All my high elf customers. I've become so stressed, my spines have started to droop. Please, brighten my day with a
Another femme? Well, isn't that just what Lilandra needs right now? Another visitor.
Open for business. yourself a drink. And one for me.
Get away, Atham! Away from me! Away from our island! Get him! Away!
It did until the Mages Guild came to town. Every year there's talk of constructing a bridge between the city and the college, and every year the Sapiarchs decline. I suppose they enjoy sitting on their rock in the sea. I used to guide travelers all over this coast, from Korgrad to Alinor, but then those vile creatures started swarming ashore. It's better to stay in a place with walls.
Keep to your business. What?
Get yourself a drink. And one for me.
I was supposed to meet with a faculty member from the Illumination Academy. Do they always run so late? I wouldn't share any... Thankfully, neither the Sapiarchs nor members of the Mages Guild seem interested in drinking here. It's one of the few places where I can find peace and quiet. I was supposed to meet with a faculty member. I wouldn't share any strong opinions about the Queen's decree if I were you. Tanigwe's already thrown 2 drunks out for nearly coming to blows over the topic.
I know some of us here in Somerset have been true denets about this open border situation, but just know that we don't all feel that way. For me, you're all most welcomed. Hurrah! Just know my inn accepts any and all, and if you have a problem with any of the guests, just speak to me. My chef Holy is just upstairs if you're in need of a hot meal. Such a sweet girl. Otherwise, I'd be happy to help, whatever you need.
And we couldn't stop laughing.
Thankfully, neither the sick... I wouldn't share any strong opinion.
I know some of us here in Somerset have been...
I may not have much clout in this city, but I always have an open ear if you have trouble fitting in. Ifrin knows I need one some days. Now, what can I do for you? We newcomers have to stick together. Not sure how else we're going to make it here. But here I am, yammering on. Did you come in for something? Tenigwe is the kindest high elf I've yet to meet. She always has my back. I'm sure she'd help you out too, if you need it. But for now, what can I help you with?
Psst! Over here. I trust you were successful. My own inquiries were fruitful. I've learned where we must go next in this investigation. But wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Did you manage to break Galador's wards? What did you find? Honestly? What would Emil want with sheep's blood? And syringes? I'd suspect blood magic or chemical addiction if I didn't know Emil. Neither of those items are illegal. He must have bought them from Galador to keep the purchase a secret. I'll try to figure out what Emil wanted with these items. Meanwhile, I found the guard who arrested Emil, Milleront. I'm forbidden to speak to him, but you are not. The Sapiarchs moved Milleront to Lilandril's docks. Find out what he knows. She is tenacious. She often volunteers to help others. You won't find a more zealous advocate for the Mages Guild's goals and mission. In truth, I've never had a greater pupil, aside from Emile, of course. In my experience, people use talent as an excuse for idleness and lack of effort. Emile and Vivine both enjoy great natural ability, but Emile's focus on restoration magic indicates purer motives. He also works harder than anyone I know. Truthfully, I'd love to, but as a diplomat I don't have that luxury. The Sapiarchs consider the matter settled, and officially our Mages Guild has accepted their ruling. I have a duty to preserve our relations with the Sapiarchs. It has exacerbated tensions that already exist. The Sapiarchs see this murder as evidence of our negligence. Members of the Guild resent it, so we're caught in something of a downward spiral. She is tenacious. She often volunteers.
Welcome to Lilandril. Just off the boat. Lots of sailors coming and going. Just don't forget to submit your shipping manifests to the harbour master, unless there's something else you need. Sad business, that. I was at my post when I saw Emile with a body slung over his shoulder. Once he reached the gate, he slid Haladan's corpse onto the ground and collapsed. He just knelt there sobbing, saying, "I killed him over and over." He didn't seem mad, if that's what you're asking, but he wasn't lucid either. When it comes to murderers, I've met more than my fair share, so you can trust me when I say Emile's no murderer. He might have killed Haladan, but it wasn't on purpose. Look, you need to promise me you'll keep this to yourself. Saltbreeze Cave is just south of here. Well-worn entrance, wizard's tools scattered about. I tried to tell the Sapiarchs about it, but your answers are in that cave. Guaranteed. This business with Emile was just too odd. Once the Sapiarchs convicted him, I had to find the truth of it. I took my coursing hound, Othelus, down to the gate and had him follow Haladan's blood trail. It led right to the mouth of that cave. No, Saltbreeze has a sour reputation. It used to be a popular haunt for the city youth to drink, sing, fornicate, that sort of thing. Then we lost a pair of lovebirds in a salamander attack. It's been abandoned ever since. At least we thought so. Of course they did. They'd already declared Emile guilty of the murder. Can't lose face over something like this. You got a confession, Milleron, just let it go. Humph. They're just anxious to be done with this whole affair. That's the other thing. Haladan looked like he'd been thrown off a cliff. Legs broken, blood leaking out of his ears, collapsed ribcage. You tell me how a wiry Breton could do that to someone. Doesn't make a whit of sense. Unless he can conjure up a stone club the size of an ox yoke, I just can't imagine it. I'll tell you to examine the body yourself, but the Sapiarchs already burned it. Convenient. This business with Emile was just too odd. Once the Sapiarchs convicted him, I had to find the truth of it. I took my coursing.
No, that won't do. The colour must be vibrant. Finally, the courier. I expected you hours ago. You must acquire my materials at once. And don't think I'll compensate you for the rush, given you're the one who was late. Oh, well, I can hardly keep track of every face I hire. An artist's work is endless. I need colors. Rich, rare, vibrant. After all, this painting will be the masterpiece of my career. I simply cannot work with mediocre shades. Reagents, ingredients, naturally, of course. I require that you gather the supplies needed to make the vivid paint this masterwork requires. Just take this list. Oh, and this tea, of course, you'll need it to acquire the first item. Now hurry along. I really do need you to hurry along. Inspiration could strike me at any moment, and I simply must have the perfect colors when that time comes. Oh, of course, you're a fan. Well, I'm not surprised my popularity precedes me. I'm sure it's not every day that you meet an artist of my caliber. As long as it doesn't delay you for too long, you may ask me some questions. From what I gather, Somerset views its artists rather differently than the rest of Tamriel. It's one of the few ways to rise above your family's station and enter the world of the elite. This masterpiece shall be my final step. Oh, no. Being a renowned artist is a station all its own, and a highly respected one at that. From this generation forth, my descendants shall say my name with reverence. What more could one ask for? I'm known for my art, yes, but I need something to set me apart. A painting that shall hang for centuries, worshipped by those who gaze upon it. To do so, I need breathtaking, resplendent colors, vivid, powerful, emotional. Hamelin's dye produces the most gorgeous teal you'll ever see. The Yokuden tea I've given you should be a good enough trade. Brodron's bug carcasses create greys with flashes of silver. He's already received payment, so just tell him my name. The Aurealis! Oh, such a glowing orange it produces. Beautiful enough to bring tears to your eyes. The flowers are rare, but I happen to know a hilltop where they still grow. I've marked all the locations for you in the note. From what I gather, Somerset views its artists rather differently than the rest.
Hard at work, Tindoria? How goes your finger painting?
Ah, Verilel, I see you've deigned to step out of your florid abode. Come to see how a real artist creates.
I'd enlighten you with a response, but we both know my skill speaks for itself.
Why, you're certainly skilled at boasting. If only you had the artistic sense Auriel gave a mudhopper, you might produce something of worth.
Your tongue remains as sharp as your wits. When I'm declared the royal court's newest artist, I'll be sure to send you an invitation to dinner.
What a kind offer, though I'm sure that won't be necessary. After all, we both know that I'll be the one to acquire that position.
Some good carcasses came in today. Ever tried griffin meat? Tastes like a cross between a goose and a cat. And no need to ask me how I know what a cat tastes like. With the border open, more orders have started coming in for exotic meat. Any idea where I can get my hand on some netch? Most don't like to eat Indrix. Say it feels unpure. Me, though, I just see them as deer with a little bit of extra magic, is all.
What do you want?
Who's there? Please don't... Emile? Emile? Is that you? Where is Haladon? Is he all right? Auriel, forgive me. Please listen carefully. Emile did not murder Haladon. I swear it. The two of them only sought to help me. I suffered from a mysterious affliction. Haladon and Emile infected me with vampirism to halt the disease's progress. Gods, no! I came here with my companion Gerwadel. By the time we arrived, her illness was terminal. Emile tried to administer the cure to her too, but she broke free and attacked Haladon. There was so much shouting. I thought maybe they escaped. Stone abominations. Vampiric alchemy. If the Sapiarchs found out that Haladon had a hand in this tragedy, they would strike his name from the histories. Emile would never let that happen. Read Haladon's notes, you'll see the truth of it. Absolutely. Haladon and Emile loved each other deeply. It was obvious from the moment I arrived. Emile would never let something he did jeopardize Haladon's reputation. Were their roles reversed, Haladon would do the same thing. Guaranteed. I don't think you understand the Sapiarchs. It wouldn't be a simple matter of not praying over Haladon's grave. They would expunge his memory entirely. Every discovery he made, every scholarly paper, everything. It would be like he never existed. Undoubtedly. The Sapiarchs would probably dispatch a few vampire hunters to find me. But don't worry about that. I'll find a way to take care of myself. I believe so. The fog is gone. The flop sweats and sleepless nights with dreams of blood and stone. But the cost was high. Too high. Poor Haladon. And now there's the hunger. Yes, I can feel it creeping up the back of my throat. That thirst. It was just a tickle at first. Now, who knows how far it will go? Emile brewed this form of the virus alchemically. Maybe this will pass and I won't need to feed it all. I can hope. Never. Enough people have suffered on my account. Anyway, how would I find them? The shale skin disease claimed my sight before Emile had the chance to administer the treatment. I will find a way to survive without harming others. You have my word. My new condition does have a few benefits. My senses are keener now than they've ever been. I can hear the flutter of a moth's wings and smell lichens in the next room. It's enough. It will have to be enough. They called it osteochondritic fever, a rare virus that hardens the skin like stone and oyster shell. And as if that weren't bad enough, it also drives you insane. Gerwadel had already succumbed to the madness when she attacked Haladon. We were part of a merchant fleet that got blown off course, wound up beached on an island full of slowed mischief. Something in the air there, or perhaps the water. All of us were infected. So far as I know, I'm the only one that survived. Truthfully, because he was the kindest, most generous mayor I've ever known. We were childhood friends, you see. When I bid me come to Lilandra, no questions asked. I believe so. Hurry to Lilandro, prove Emil's innocence. I'll find my way. Somehow. Emil will try to talk you out of revealing Haladon's plan to the Sapiarchs. He knows it would tarnish Haladon's legacy. Absolutely. Haladon and Emil loved each other deeply. It was obvious from the moment I arrived. Emil would never let something he did jeopardize Haladon's reputation. Were their roles reversed, Haladon would do the same thing. Guaranteed. I don't think you understand the Sapiarchs. It wouldn't be a simple matter of not praying over Haladon's grave. They would expunge his memory entirely. Every discovery he... Emil will try to talk you out of revealing Haladon's plan to the Sapiarchs. He knows it would tarnish Haladon's legacy, and I know he wants to protect me. Emil will try to talk you out of revealing Haladon's plan to the Sapiarchs. He knows it would tarnish Haladon's legacy, and I know he wants to protect me. Don't listen. I can protect myself. Save Emil. That's what Haladon would want.
Hasn't been easy recruiting new members in Somerset.
What did Guard Milleron have to say? Were you able to discover anything that might shed light on Haladan's murder? What did Guard Milleron have?
You're back. Did you find any evidence that might exonerate Emil? You must have found something.
You again? I told you, I don't want to talk about this. I'm guilty. What? No. No, you're mistaken. No. You can't believe her. She's lying. I attacked Haladan. I killed him. You're making this up. No one will believe it. No. Please, you must burn those notes. If the Sapiarchs learn what Haladan and I did, he'll be ruined. Disgraced. All his work will be for nothing. And Norasea. Mara, save me. Poor Norasea. They'll kill her. Please, you must keep this a secret.
Poor Emil. He meant well. But these are shocking revelations. I never thought he'd be so reckless. Creating a potion to deliberately infect someone with vampirism? By the eight. If this gets out, the Sapiarchs may never trust us again. I care for Emil, but I have a whole guild to consider. We've brought many outsiders to Somerset, and our relations here are tenuous at best. Even if Emil didn't murder Haladan, creating a potion this hazardous is still grounds for exile. I spoke to Sapiarch Saratarel. If Emil makes a full confession, the Sapiarchs will let us handle the details of his imprisonment. I've arranged for Emil to return to Stormhaven. A familiar setting, sympathetic guards. It's the best I can do. No, but then there are many forms of freedom. Wouldn't you agree? Emil will have access to our vast library and ample opportunity to write and publish. He can still play a vital role in the advancement of the arcane arts. You have my word.
By Magnus, if what you say is true, Emil's innocent. You seem hesitant. Don't get bogged down in the details of his experiments. The important thing is that he didn't murder Haladan. You have to take this to the Sapiarchs. She's a vampire. I grew up in Shornhelm, and I know how dangerous they are. They drink people's blood for Mara's sake. Look, I pity Norasea, but we can't destroy Emil's life over one bad decision. Setting a vampire free is reckless. You know that. Haladan's dead, and if he truly loved Emil, he would gladly suffer humiliation to keep his beloved out of prison. You know that. As for the guild endures. We'll be fine. Just do the right thing.
There's nothing to consider. Even if I didn't kill Haladan, the vampirism was my idea. He never would have agreed to it if I hadn't pushed him. Haladan meant more to me than you'll ever know. His memory is all I have left. Don't ruin it. Please, curse you. Do you think I want freedom? I want no... Don't talk to me. Just don't. You had no right to insert yourself into this affair. No right to slander my beloved and undo all we struggled and sacrificed to accomplish. I will never forgive you for this. Never. Now go.
You have new evidence to present? Very well. I trust your investigation was thorough and unbiased? Or rather, as thorough and unbiased as an itinerant newcomer can manage. What new evidence do you wish to enter into the official record? This handwriting. Yes, I'd recognize Haladon's penmanship anywhere. Sirabani's ring. How could he be so foolish? Brewing up alchemical vampirism? Experimenting in secret? I cannot believe one of our own could be so reckless. Had he only spoken to us? Do you see now? The bitter fruits of heedless magic? This is what happens when you turn away from tradition. Regardless, it appears you were right. Emil did not kill Haladon. I will nullify his conviction. Emil is free to leave our island, permanently. The Sapiarchs and the Mages Guild clearly have a long way to go before we can rely upon each other. As for you, I must confess, we will hunt...
I'm desperate.
Honestly, I think she plans to do something rash. She might even attack the guards. Ugh. Never.
Maintain proper order.
Anything you can give.
Stay strong, Emil. I'll get you out of this.
Secure the prisoner in the Fighters Guild. Off you go.
You're an adventurer, aren't you? Please, you have to help me. The Sapiarchs accused my best friend of a murder he didn't commit. They won't even consider the possibility that he's innocent. Another Sapiarch named Haladon. Emil arrived at the gates of Lilandril, carrying Haladon's body, and confessed to the crime. But he seemed shocked, confused. I know Emil better than anyone. He's not capable of something like this. I swear it. He's a pacifist, for Mara's sake. The Sapiarch's investigation was a joke. They just took Emil at his word and handed down the sentence. Of course, the local guild magister rolled over like she always does. Coward. Please, I need your help. You're an adventurer? Thank you for keeping an open mind. I promise once you look into the details of this mess, you'll see that Emil's innocent. With any luck, we'll clear his name. We might even teach the Sapiarchs a lesson in humility. Wouldn't that be nice? The Sapiarchs say Emil confessed to murdering the Mages Guild and Sapi.
If you insist on involving yourself in... Who are you? Hand of... I interact with all manner of...
I don't have anything to say to you or anyone else. Please, go. Yes. She's wrong. What? No, no! They already did an investigation. I murdered Haladon. It was me. Why are you inserting yourself into matters that don't concern you? I murdered a Sapiarch. I accept responsibility and my punishment. Go away. I don't want your help.
You there! Why are you interrogating Emil? I am Kalawende, Chief Diplomat of the Mages Guild. I apologize for my tone. This has been a trying time. Vivine. Look, I've uncovered something. That's what I came here to. Galador stores his business. My contacts tell me.
Stay out of trouble.
Over here. I trust you were successful. My own inquiries were honestly? I'll try to figure out. She is...
Help me turn my luck.
Well?
Welcome to Lalandril. Just off the boat. Lots of sailors coming and going. Just don't forget to submit your shipping manifests to the harbour master. Unless there's something else you need. Sad business, that. He didn't... This business...
There are many spectacular rewards that a crate could contain. You can view this excellent selection by previewing a crate. This one recommends that you purchase a crate from the store. May luck follow you. Until next time.
Who's there? Please don't hurt me. I mean you no harm. Emil, is that you? Where is Haladan? Is he all right? Auriel, forgive me. Please listen carefully. Emil did not murder Haladan. I swear it. The two of them only sought to help me. I suffered from a mysterious affliction. Haladan and Emil infected me with vampirism to halt the disease's progress. Gods, no! I came here with my companion Gerwardel. By the time we arrived, her illness was terminal. Emil tried to administer the cure to her too, but she broke free and attacked Haladan. There was so much shouting. I thought maybe they escaped. Stone abominations. Vampiric alchemy. If the Sapiarchs found out that Haladan had a hand in this tragedy, they would strike his name from the histories. Emil would never let that happen. Read Haladan's notes, you'll see the truth of it. Hurry to Lilandro, prove Emil's innocence. I'll find my way. Somehow. Emil will try to talk you out of revealing Haladan's plan to the Sapiarchs. He knows it would tarnish Haladan's legacy, and I know he wants to protect me. Don't listen.
What did Guard Milleron have to say? Were you...
You again? I told you, I don't... What? No. No, you're mistaken. No. You can't believe her. She's lying. I attacked Haladon. I killed him. You're making this up. No one will believe it. No. Please, you must burn those notes. If the Sapiarchs learn what Haladon and I did, he'll be ruined. Disgraced. All his work will be for nothing. And Nora Saya... Mara, save me. Poor...
Spare any coins?
Poor him. No.
By Magnet... Haladon...
There's nothing to consider. Even if I didn't kill Haladon, the vampirism was my idea. He never would have agreed to it if I hadn't pushed him. Haladon meant more to me than you'll ever know. His memory is all I have left. Don't ruin it. Please. Oh, Mara bless you. Losing Haladon was awful. I still see his bloody face with my waking eyes. The only thing keeping me sane is the knowledge that I might spare his reputation and the friend he dearly loved. Thank you for this kindness.
How can you condemn an innocent man to prison? He's obviously out of his mind with grief. I'd find a way to exonerate him myself if I thought anyone would listen. Damn your eyes! And the Sapiarchs!
I know this wasn't easy. Condemning an innocent man to prison makes me nauseous. But sometimes sacrifices have to be made for the greater good. As odd as it sounds, I think your decision brought Emil some measure of peace. Thank you.
You have new evidence to present? Very well. I trust your investigation was thorough and unbiased? Or rather, as thorough and unbiased as an itinerant newcomer can manage. What new evidence do you wish to enter into the official record? Well, that is a surprise. As farcical as your investigation might have been, I appreciate your willingness to side with the facts. It does much to restore my opinion of the Mages Guild in Lilandril. I've already spoken with the guild diplomat, Kalawende. We resolved to send Emil back to Stormhaven. Leaving a Breton to rattle around in a high elf prison would reflect poorly on all of us. Better to imprison him among his own kind. Mercifully, yes. The Mages Guild promised to imprison Emil for the rest of his brief Breton life. I have no reason to doubt their sincerity, given your honesty today. Let us put this matter behind us. The Guild and the Sapiarchs must move forward. Now then, I see no reason to delay Emil's exile. I will formalize his conviction today, and have him turned over to the Mages Guild shortly thereafter. This sordid affair has caused enough pain. I'll not draw it out. Your honesty and Kalawende's willingness to accede to our demands give me hope for the future. The Mages Guild suffers from all the vices of youth. It can grow into an organization worthy of its proud high elf heritage.
The Mages Guild makes their wares available to all, no matter race or creed. These foolish sapiarchs believe only high elves can be true mages. Perhaps I will show them the truth to such foolishness with a well-placed fire spell. Rojai has become somewhat of a symbol of the guild. Foreign, fierce, and not particularly liked by our current neighbors. Still he shall endure, just as the guild does.
You're not part of the Mages Guild, are you? Perhaps you would like to be. We're an association of mages and scholars who collect and catalogue the information strewn throughout Tamriel. Be it tomes, scrolls, or whatever else, we amass this knowledge and ensure its preservation. If you join, such would be your duty. We have several arts that are known to only us, which you would be welcome to learn. We also, on occasion, can provide missions to those of adventurous spirit. Some of these missions may have you working with the Archmage himself. Excellent! Then I grant you admission into our order with the responsibility and privilege that goes with it. Any texts or scrolls you uncover will now increase your standing within the order.
So many of us are caught up in the doings of the Sapiarchs on their miserable rock, we forget the Mages Guild's true purpose. This one knows there is too much work to be done to debate local politics. This one knows of a menagerie on the other side of the island where the elves have found a method to tame Indrix. Think of it! To see these magical beings, to study them. This one hears rumors of unprincipled scholars in the ruins of Torheim Card, the Sagacians they are called.
It's common knowledge that the Sapiarchs are going out of their way to hinder our practices in Lilandril. Just how petty can they be? If only my sister in Eldenroot could see these texts. Some of them were written before the Mages Guild was even founded. There's many volumes in this library, and yet it's just a fraction of what the College of Sapiarchs must contain. How can they justify hoarding that knowledge?
The Mages Guild cares about new ideas, new discoveries. Ever is our eye on the future. The Sapiarchs, however, seem content to only wallow in the past. The Sapiarchs only hate us because they fear the Guild's influence. Whatever would they do if their followers had access to boundless knowledge? The Mages Guild appreciates those who question our methods. Only through critique can we better ourselves, whereas the Sapiarchs do not agree on that front.
I'm not in the mood for conversation. Go chat up another stranger. I'm not in the mood for
Only a select few are allowed to join the Sapiarchs. They only accept mages of exceptional skill and quality to join their ranks. Why, to even be put under consideration is near impossible for most. There's 223 distinct disciplines within the Sapiarchs, and only one Sapiarch is allowed to lead that discipline. Each selects only a handful of apprentices, those they feel are worthy of one day taking over such a prestigious position. The process varies. Some apprentices submit letters of their intent for review. Others are recommended by respected members of the magical community. A select few are even lucky enough to be simply asked based on their magical merit. Yes, I have to agree. Still, I can't help but hold hope in my heart. Someday, even a mage such as I will be worthy of the Sapiarchs. That is my dream, above all else.
Soon as Daring put on that mask, all the High Elves started treating him different. Respectful like. I could use me that kind of respect. The House of Reveries. Daring over there says they accept anyone, you know. As long as you've got talent. Can't say that about most groups here in Somerset. You know, I was quite the juggler in my younger days. Used to help pass the time. Do you think the House of Reveries could use another juggler?
Get away, Athim! Away from me! Away from our island!
Fine goods for sale.
I beg your pardon.
Buy and sell, here and now.
Only the finest merchandise.
I've had enough. This is taking forever.
Merchant to the great houses. Fine goods for sale.
This is taking longer than I thought.
Only the finest merchandise.
Merchant to the great houses. Fine goods for sale.
I'll be at this until I drop.
If you're trying to impress the high... Only the finest merchandise.
Fine goods for sale. Merchant to the great houses.
I don't seem to be making much progress.
Only the finest merchandise. Best prices here!
Hello. Well met, friend.
Pardon, Shisori, but have we met before?
Well, no, but I was hoping to conduct some business of a personal nature with you.
This one has what you're talking about. And why are you whispering?
Let's keep our voices down, shall we? I was wondering if you could help me with my sweet tooth, if you catch my drift.
Ah, this one understands your meaning. You seek something for this sweet tooth of yours, yes?
Yes. Now can you provide?
You are very discerning to seek Shisori out. After all, she has the finest sweet rolls in Alinor. Of course, if that's not what you seek, perhaps a guard could be of help.
Guards? Oh, please excuse me. I must have mistaken you for someone else.
I may have lost my home, but my pride remains. Begone with you! I shall not remain on the streets for long. Be sure of that. Spare me your pitying gaze.
Welcome! You stand amidst the Circle of Champions, a guild formed to test the greatest fighters of the realm in games of skill. Do you have what it takes?
I sell only the finest things for the finest combatants. Something catch your eye? Something hard to find? Something exotic, perhaps? All of the battleground games involve combat. My wares can set you apart from your competitors.
Can I help you with something? Some new furniture? We don't handle delivery, but I'm sure a rugged individual such as yourself would have no problem transporting my wares. Not every battle can be won, but a well-furnished home to return to makes the loss a little less bitter. Why not take a look for yourself? When you come home from a well-earned victory, you're going to want something nice to look at. That's where I come in. Even a grizzled warrior such as yourself deserves a nice home to return to. Not every battle can be won, but a well-furnished home to return to. Even a grizzled warrior such as yourself. Can I help you with something? Some new furniture, perhaps?
Your performance on the field deserves reward. My furniture can make sure your home is as impressive as you. You've proven yourself on the battlegrounds, and now it's time to remind others of your great deeds. My furniture is the best around. Take a look and see for yourself. A warrior must prove themselves constantly. I have the best furniture around to show you did just that. My goods will make sure your home shows well during every victory party you host. You've proven yourself on the battlegrounds.
You want to hear the crowds cheering? For your name to be sung? For victory after victory to be gained by your hand? My shop can help you accomplish it all. All of the battleground games involve combat. My wares...
While fools charge into battle, the wise prepare first. Which are you? It's almost funny how many people call me their lucky charm. They buy something from me and their chances to win seem to increase like magic. It's just the wares, of course. Gladiators are a superstitious lot. Everyone needs something to keep them kicking in the field, and I have the wares to help you do just that. Heading to the battlegrounds, I have just the thing for you. While fools charge into battle, the wise prepare first. Which are you?
By the shining trees of Old Meris, are you so eager to meet your doom that you cannot even wait to enter the battlegrounds? May the light guide you. You shall need all the help you can get. I do not mean to cause offense, but your time would be better spent honing your skills for the battlegrounds than speaking to me. The Battle Reeve claims you have potential as a warrior. I don't yet quite see it. It has been said that you have some skill with sword, or was it spell? It matters not. The battlegrounds are unlike any other playing field. You need actual skill to dominate these games. The Battle Reeve claims you have potential as a warrior.
Welcome. You stand amidst the circle of...
Going inside? Try not to soil the carpet. They get so upset about little things like that.
Those insolent servants served me a vintage umber press in a wooden mug. So what if I've broken a few glasses? Now I resemble a common Nord. Can you believe someone of my status has been tucked away into such a homely nook? My normal rooms have been reserved for some artist. Well, where is she? I haven't seen her. Yes, come in, come in. You'll forgive me for drinking without you. Needed to calm the nerves. First time doing this, you see. You are the one Urue told me about, yes? The, dancer? Those insolent servants served me a
I prefer my mead to any wine, but the grape stomping does look fun. Don't tell me my clothes aren't fancy enough for this place. I'm one of the richest merchants in Solitude. I just like to be comfy is all. Why do these uppity elves always put the best books on the highest shelves? Why do these uppity elves always put...
Am I attractive? Be honest. Hail and well met. I've never felt so